Right, we had a rail day in it today. What should have been a fairly straightforward drop some bales off turned into a big oil leak on the tractor, which went all down the customer's drive. All the hydraulics on the tractor went, so we couldn't use the tractor to unload. We probably should have just delivered the bales with the truck, because we ended up having to push them off anyway. Refilling the hydraulic oil on this tractor is an absolute chore. It's such a nightmare job. Yes, we've lost most of the day. We're probably going to lose a good chunk of tomorrow as well, because we're going to have to go back and clean their drive up. Eventually, having spent most of the day trying to get this done, we're finally having a go. We're going to try out the GPS, because we haven't used that before. And we are about to load up the fertiliser spreader. Now, we don't really use compound fertiliser, and despite what it says on the bag, that's not compound fertiliser. What we're doing is, when we had our soil testing done, it showed that we've got very low sodium in the soil, and it affects the palatability of the grass. So when we've got the cows, well, and the sheep as well, going around on the rotational grazing, what we find is that there's patches of it that they graze really, really hard and take it right down, and there's other patches that they don't really touch at all. We're going to try and spread some salt, basically, to try and raise the sodium level up. Now, I went down and picked this up in the truck on Wednesday. It's rained constantly since, so we haven't been able to get it out. So we've had a good dry day today. The plan was to drop a couple of bales first thing this morning, and then get on it today and have a good day on it. We had a few complications with that. It's 10 to 6 now. We've only got 4 bags of it here anyway, so you shouldn't take long to go out. We're only putting on like 100 kilos an acre. We'll stick that out now. We'll see what the cows make of it and what the sheep make of it when they come round to graze those fields. I'm hoping you can see the screen okay. It's a little bit reflective. We're going to go through some sort of shadier bits of the field in a minute, and hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier for you to see. But we've got the farm and the field loaded in already. There's a blue line which shows the outline of the field, and which is up in the top corner here, and then there's the blue line here is the sort of border of the field. So the tractor is here, and the green line is showing where we're spreading. So we're spreading 12 meters wide with the salt at the moment, and the sat nav will guide us around. So as we go around, the field will get coloured in green, and the idea is that by the time we get to the end, the field should be completely green, and then we know that we've spread it evenly and we haven't missed any bits anywhere. One of our more complicated fields to do, because there's quite a few different footpaths that run through it in different directions. We've had the cattle in here on a sort of rotational grazing system, so we've had 4 cells set up in here, and we've had to set up gates to be able to move in between the cells, and also a gate to allow people to come through on the footpath as well. You can see here now how the green line is going around the boundary of the field. And then what we'll do once we've got the boundary in, we'll travel up and down the field to spread the salt nice and evenly down right across the field. It was very, very cold and dry all through April, so not much was growing. And then we had a really sort of wet, really, really wet May, which was actually still quite cold. So as a consequence, no one really was able to get on with much field work, and the fields have just been so wet, you've just not been able to get a tractor on anything really. We got reservoir done yesterday, and then ran out of time. Basically, it started getting a bit dark. We still had the lambs to feed in bits and pieces. We've made an early start this morning just to get out and get up before the rain comes in. We're due a fair bit of rain again today, so it'll be ideal really if we can get this out before it comes in. Went quite well yesterday. I think I had the settings too low initially. I probably ended up turning them up a little bit high, where we wanted to get on about 100 kilos an acre. think we ended up actually putting on probably more like about 120. The field we're going up to now, this hasn't had anything on it really since quite early this year. We overwintered the sheep on this field. We're back up and running again. We're just heading around now. We've put the border in, so the spinner's now on. We'll go sort of halfway round and then we'll have a look and sort of see what's left in the spreader, and we should be able to judge from that then roughly where we are. Just stopped to have a little look in the back of the spreader and sort of see what we've got left really and how we're getting on. And what this salt should be doing is a little bit like having salt and vinegar on your fish and chips. It should just make the grass taste a little bit better for the cows. So this is a field that we had reseeded last year. When we put the cows back out on it this spring, we just had a bit of a problem with them not really wanting to eat the grass. We needed to do something just to get them eating that grass a little bit better. One of the reasons that cattle won't eat grass sometimes is because there's low sodium. By putting the salt on now, we can increase the sodium in the soil, make the grass taste a bit better, and just like fish and chips with a bit of salt and vinegar on, hopefully the cows will want to go for it and they should eat it a little bit better when they come back in. That's how you make the grass tasty for cows anyway. I hope you've enjoyed it and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.